Good evening once again, dear ladies and gentlemen. Thank you once again for joining us for another episode of your favorite TV show, African Youth Time Show. Tonight, just like every other night, I'm your host and I go by the name of Sangwa Pia Durchis. For those who doesn't know what African Youth Time Show is, African Youth Time Show is a show that is dedicated to impact and inspire the African youth in general. So as you guys already know, I'm not alone on the presentations. Allow me to welcome my co-host, Mr. Melwin. Melwin, how are you?
I'm fine, Sangwa. How are you?
I'm okay.
How was the week?
My week was fabulous, I would say. It was amazing. I thank God. We thank God. Every day is a good day to sing hallelujah, if I might say. So I'm going to give you the time to tell us the topic. Tonight we have a very interesting topic to discuss on.
Yeah, very interesting.
I'm going to give you the time to tell us more about the topic and introduce our guests of tonight. So the platform is yours.
So tonight we are discussing a crucial topic once again on Africa Youth Time TV show. Algorithm, African youth and algorithm and social media. Victim of algorithm or builder of African future. This is the topic we are going to discuss tonight. And it's a very crucial topic in the sense that African youth are the one to be affected by that algorithm and social medias. They live this reality every single day. They understand it from the inside, but also they have many things to say about it. And this is why tonight we have the opportunity. They have the opportunity on Africa Youth Time to discuss about it, to speak about it. So let me welcome tonight the 5 guests that we have. We have Mrs. Kabasindi Chantal, who is a student leader at Kigali Independent University in charge of social affairs. Mr. Bahazi Bruce, who is a founder at Uni Invest Club. Mr. Stephen Promise, who is a digital product designer. Mr. Huma, who is a third-year student in computer sciences. And Mr. Muza, who is a chairman of ADL Club. Good evening, you all, and welcome.
How are you guys doing? Are you ready for this conversation? If I might correct you a little bit, the conversation is more about AI. I think that most of you are very familiar with this topic, since I heard that most of you are into technology and science, right? I'm hoping that you guys are going to tell more to the people who don't know really about AI, because not everyone has pursued science or IT, you know? So are you guys ready? Let us be as interactive as possible. So without wasting further time, much more time, let's begin our question. So the first question I'm going to ask you guys is, what do we mean by African youth in the age of AI and social media? Do you guys really think that this is a very important topic for the youth to have? So I want each one of you to tell me what you really understand by African youth in this age of AI and social media, and why it's such an important topic to have.
The mic is yours.
Your name, please, and where you study or where you're from.
My name is Bruce from Unilac, and I'm a founder of Univest. So when you say youth in age of AI, it just reflects on the aspect of being involved in this transition of new technology, where we are trying to get immersed within artificial intelligence, having agents and to operate and support us in terms of several things. But we can't pretend that they are also behind algorithm. These all artificial intelligence, they are built also. It's transitional, but it's also remarkable for everyone to understand that beyond the features we see, there is also fundamentals. It just sits on, I believe That's what I have to say right now.
Can you please try to be a little bit louder?
Oliver. So I was saying, along this age of AI, we are trying to experience new technologies in terms of artificial intelligence. They are incoming and they are keep coming. Several platforms which helps everyone from where he or she is, just to integrate with what he has in mind or any kind of things he wants to do. So as the part of today, as a youth, as the topic says, we can't pretend that behind all these kind of platforms we see, there are truly sits on the pure fundamentals or algorithm which truly looks for our intentions and data uploads. That's what I have to say right now.
Okay.
Me again, okay. My name is Benon Mohomuza and I'm the National Ediala Students Union leader so far. Ediala means Alternative Dispute Resolution, and in Rwanda we call it Ubuhuza Nsanasano. It's a way of bringing together the people in law without going into the disputes or without going in the courts. But you make them to feel that untuzim, that buntuzim, and making them to feel together without going for confrontation.
Okay.
Yes, so it's a pleasure and a honor to be here. My second time on this African Youth Time program. First and foremost, I want to go very far from appreciating your time that you gave us today.
You're welcome.
Yes, thank you. And concerning this, I'm going to talk about the youth, as your question was. I think the youth time, the question was how do we think about the AI as youth?
Yeah, how do you, as a young person, as an African youth, define African youth involvement with AI and social media? And
Yes.
why do you think it's such a crucial topic right now?
Yes, okay. For me, according to me, what I think about this, it's that with AI at this time, it is everything on the youth. If we talk about politics, most especially most of the youth like me, I always engage in politics. If we talk about economic development, and most times if we're talking about social medias, platforms that are making a lot of money via YouTubes and other things. However, we want to go behind that. Even though it is everything, it has also provided a lot of harm to the people who always go there, scroll and make waste a lot of time. It has wasted a lot of time for them more than they can be concentrating. For further notes, maybe I would appoint my brother or my sister to take over. And thank you for your time.
No problem.
Thank you for giving me the floor. It's a very great opportunity to be here and to talk about today's topic, which is very crucial as young Africans. Our topic is talking about how African youth in the age of AI and social media.
Yes.
We are addressing a generation of young people who are growing up using smartphone.
Okay.
And in the world changing consistently by the introduction of new technologies. We have AI and social media platforms like Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, so many platforms online. Those youths are passing not a lot of time on social media. This social media sometimes is helping them how to learn, to communicate, and to be able to prepare for the future. As we know, AI is a very great opportunity to create and resolve problems into the society. Thank you for your attention.
Your name was?
My name is Umar Tahir Al-Khalil. I am from Chad, and I'm a student at UNILAC, third year.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very
Pass the
much.
mic to the lady.
Hi everyone, my name is Kawasin Chantal. I'm a student leader at the Independent University of Kigali. Well, Your question was, what do African youths, how do we relate with AI?
Okay. What do you understand by this topic, African youth in this age of AI and social media? And why do you think it's such an important topic to have?
Okay, first and foremost, this is an era where artificial intelligence, smartphones, social medias are more driven, where youths are more driven to such platforms and artificial intelligence. This is where they base their daily lives in innovation, development, their business ideas and everything. So I think it is very important to relate these two, the AI and the African youths, because the fact that the African youths make up the biggest population of Africans and they use AI in most of their day-to-day lives. So we cannot ignore the fact that these people are using AI and it could be the fact of innovation and development tomorrow. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So you can pass the mic.
All right, so my name is Promise Steven Uchenna, and I'm a product designer, which basically means I work in tech. Basically, I build products, softwares, and a lot of them. And also, I'm also a law student. So basically, I think I have both perspectives in what this AI is, or what we should define it as in this young people's time, right? So first and first, I think we need to make something clear, and that is the fact that when we talk about AI, it's not just about the apps we use or the softwares. It's basically a technology on its own that is being built on and also being built from by numerous brands, numerous companies, in fact, countries, in fact. And you can bear me witness that 80% of young people spend most of their time on social media. And if we talk about the algorithm part, basically, I believe these algorithms shape what we see, how our decisions are influenced, the cultures we imbibe or we try to learn from other people that we are not physically exposed to, right? So I believe in this time, it's really a great time to be part of it. I think the question is not about whether or not if AI exists. For real, we are already living it, trust me. We're living in it. I think the question is about, are we actively contributing to it as young people? And I think that's the perspective I'm going on with on this night show here. I think that's it. Thank you.
So, what's your name again?
Promise Steven Uchenna. Anyone works on Promise.
Stephen.
Where are you from?
I'm from Nigeria.
Thank you very much, Uchenna. So, you just said that we should be wondering if you're contributing to it. So, do you think you're contributing to it?
I think we are, in a way. Me personally, yes. I would say yes, because I've been building in tech as a product designer for over 4 years, right? So I've built products that have been used by, at least I believe, without exaggerating, maybe let's say 200,000 people, right? Across the globe, Nigeria, Rwanda, Kenya, a lot of them, right? Inclusive, I think, also in the UK, yeah. Considering my last, should I say, participation in one of the companies I worked for. And for me personally, yes, I've built products that have shaped how people live their lives, how they interact, how, in fact, personally, I think solving problems, especially in the crypto space, the blockchain space, and also in the academic space. I also have a few businesses that I've been able to build in Rwanda, trying to solve certain problems that I've seen consistently across Rwanda, and I've been trying to build them using AI. So I believe I'm contributing, and I'm as much as that, I'm also shaping the lives of people using these products that have been built on AI. I think that's it.
That's amazing.
Yeah, thank you.
Can you please clap him? Please do. I mean, come on. That's amazing. That's amazing. So, without going further from this question, because it's all related, I want to know, in simple terms, how do algorithms on social media, right, and AI systems actually influence what young people think, what young people do online, and what young people see online? How are these algorithms influencing what young people in general are doing, saying, and thinking?
Well, thank you again. So basically, algorithms, these are computer systems that decide on what content creators or content users or social media users are watching or seeing through clicks, likes, and interests. Like when you show your interest, they give you content that's basing on what you like. So I feel like that these algorithms can shape a person and develop them depending on what I've been watching. So it is up to you as a person to actually make up your algorithm. Like you decide, because if you keep on liking something, then it will fall up to you. So it can either shape you or disorganize you.
No, my question is it? My question is, how? How is it?
How is it?
Can I give a contribution? Okay, on my side, as I had talked before, it is giving two sides of the coin, which is positive and negative. To those people who are achieving or who are scrolling and seeing the negative things, for example, fake news over the African society, let's take for example, when they are seeing fake education systems, fake talkings that are talking about each year, for example, the country like Burkina Faso, which we have just come to see that it is doing the great thing, at the moment when at the same time the Prime Minister of France is saying that they are having a dictatorship. So as we youth, it is our concern to take in what we should be seeing in a positive way, and we scroll by rethinking over what we're seeing. And the positive side that I'm talking about is that whenever you scroll looking for good news, it does give you some good news, because what like most people upgrade what they like, the good news that they have received. If you're scrolling and you're in need of that such a good news, of course the media and the AI will be also providing such a good news. So on your question, that is how do it provides the both sides of the coin in a perspective of a person, or what a person should be in need. Thank you so much.
Pass the mic to your colleague. Have something to add on?
Yeah. As we know, algorithm works. It's like an invisible decision maker who decide what you say, what to show you, based on your belief, what you believe in, what you like, what you share with your friends, and what you spend most of the time watching it. And it's like a cycle, it repeats, and it keep give you, when you scroll, it keep give you the same content that you watch, that you liked. And this is not the reality. It doesn't show you the reality. It shows you only what you believe to be in accordance with what you believe in. And companies and platforms, they are spending millions of dollars just to keep us scrolling and to use the best way that they can keep us, because attention is money nowadays. Yeah, thank you.
Do you have something to add on?
I would like to add, yeah.
So I will say this in perspective of economics, because nowadays AI and social media, it's a new currency. Because I will say this because the attention is being traded as a new currency. That's what I was trying to mean. Because if someone gets your attention, that's a new currency. So it means that the algorithm systems, they are not built as neutral. So they are built to maximize your attentions on these systems. So they are built so that it keeps you having a look on what's being done, how is it being done, what are the trends. So you always feels engaged on what are the trends. And within this aspect, that's where I'm going to say, like, if you truly goes with these intentions, then this drives your perceptions and your reality on the way you see things, because that's what algorithm feeds you. So it's always feeds you what you're truly interested in. So it means that it guides our perceptions, the way we understand things, and within this concern, it lays an issue which is like, for example, if you truly focus on trends, then I would say that your future is outsourced because you are being driven by the trends.
Okay.
I believe that's a key concern. Everyone who is quite being engaged with whether social media or AI platform, especially for the youth, needs to understand this, that your attention is a currency. So, and the algorithm are built to gain that attentions are supposed. And these attentions, where you spend, there is a thing they say, what you focus on glows. And when you truly focus on this, it's going to glow, and this glow will direct your perceptions, the way you see things. Yep. That's how it is, and I'd like to pass my flank. Yeah.
All right, so the question is on how do algorithms, right, on social media, how do algorithms on social media and AI systems actually influence what young people see, what young people do, and how they think, right? I think I have a very quick illustration to paint in order to give us a very, very better understanding of what we mean by how these systems and algorithms influence us. So I think the very first illustration I'm going to give is, let's say for instance, you book rides on, let's say, popular here, Move, Yego, right? During times where you book, you notice that every single time you book a ride, there's this particular driver that comes, right, to pick you up. And eventually you discover that every single time you book a ride, this driver comes around and discover that he literally like learns about your routes to so many places. So anytime you book a ride, he doesn't check the app anymore. He just drives you exactly to the places he believes he knows, right? Mm-hmm. So in this context, that is the same way algorithm and AI system works. And what we mean by that is that these algorithms are basically a set of rules telling you, okay, this is what the AI have learned about this person, right? I've learned about that they spend more time on videos like this. They spend more time on tweets like this for people that use Twitter. They spend more time on part of the app or part of the software, the duration, how long, what you interact, if you do share those kinds of links. So it learns it and then feeds it back to the algorithm and says, okay, I want you to recommend more of this to this person. In that way, it starts to shape how you see things. So if eventually that your let's say the algorithm on your Instagram shows you about rich people riding big cars and sports cars, you begin to internalize that as part of success. That is a success metrics, right? And automatically you believe that the only way for you to actually count yourself as successful is when you ride such cars. So that is how AI influences and algorithm models influences our life, the way we think, what we see, and a lot of them. So I think that's it.
Thank you very much, Regina. So,
Thank
Melvin?
you. Yeah, like before proceeding to the question, the initial questions, I have a quick question before continuing. All of you mentioned about controlling what we are seeing in the algorithm on social medias. I would say for us, youth, it's kind of easy for us because we know what we like and we know what we are up to. But before being youth, before that we are teenager, we are young. And most of us as young people, we don't know how to deal with algorithm. What advice would you give maybe to a parent or maybe to a child who is watching the emission tonight concerning the algorithm on social media? That's my question.
So I think I'm going to quickly chip in, and the very first thing I'm going to say on this advice, I think, is the fact that AI is actually a technology that is advancing per day, per minute, right? So you can't say you can put a caution or a leash on it, right? But I believe the attitude towards it is what you can put a leash on, right? So I think for young people, let's say teenagers, people within the ages of 8, 6, 10, 12, right? Still growing up, still trying to figure out their lives and the rest of it. I think the very first thing parents that guides these people should do is to put a leash on the duration, the time they spend on it. I think that's the first and the easiest one to do, right? Limit how much time they spend on it. Now, another thing you can also do is to censor, right? There's a lot going on social media. And on the social media platforms, TikToks, yeah, there could be funny things, cartoons that could interest them and all of that. But in all of these things also, there is also a dark side to it. So one of the things parents or guardians or people growing up that are looking to better themselves to do is to censor it. And what I mean by censor is to limit your exposure to the things you watch or the things you pique your interest. I believe in something, right? I believe in the fact that curiosity can make a person as much as also destroy the person. So, and trust me, like you said, we are talking about teenagers right now, trust me. This age, or this, should I say, this generation is the type that are very, very curious. They go above and beyond trying to figure out something that you believe, you personally, maybe you as a grown-up don't even think, I really want to dabble into that. But these children can actually go far and beyond to just understand, to see why this thing happens the way they happen, right? So I think parents can help us censor that, and by that way they can limit a little the curiosity of these children or these teenagers, so as to ensure that they are using it rightly, and as much as that they are also not using it or getting involved with things they didn't even plan for. I think that's how I would advise parents to go about it.
Okay. You can end the mic.
Aligning with my colleague, I think parents should actually like limit what their children are watching, right? But also they should not they should not stop children from using AI or social media, because this is where they're going to learn most of the things, right? Because we all believe that where the world is taking us, it is AI and social media in general, right? So I feel like parents should just learn how to work with their kids and limit how they use social media, but then they should not stop them from using it.
So you're saying they should monitor what they're doing?
Yes, they should monitor what they're doing.
Okay. Anything to add on?
Yes, I'd like to add on, maybe if it's possible. My submission on this, it could be like, he talked about the children, and he even talked about the parent. But he also forgot to talk about the big parent, which is a government, personally. Okay. And if I'm to talk about this, I believe that the big deal should be beginning with the government, where it should be putting over the censorship over things that shouldn't be seen by its citizenships. Like its citizens first shouldn't be, like the government should be putting censorship over what the citizens should be consuming into their mind. In this, it will be helping this, the children or the little generation to grow up having at least something that they are learning. Take a scenario, because we're seeing many governments have started doing this on the global status. If you check about the countries like Burkina Faso, some things have been removed to be watched, like right. Music. The music that it doesn't give sense to people has been removed, censored out. You can look at the countries like North Korea. This has been removed out. Look at the movies that doesn't provide sense to people. They're always moved out. And most of the generation, or most of the youth, when I talk about the youth, I'm talking about the 70% that owns internet in Africa. They take their own time. They say 50% of them, or 45% of them, they take their own time consuming the things that are not beneficial. With the government to censor each and everything, it is giving a ground for their youth to grow up. So we shouldn't be looking only to the youth that are hidden behind in the doors, scrolling over the movies or seeing each and other thing, or the parents that are giving them what they should be watching. For example, my dad, I grew up giving me the music for Bob Marley, giving the music for Lucky Dube.
Let me interrupt you a little bit. So when you say things that are not useful, how can you know what's useful for one and what's not useful for the other? How can you know that this person and this one like the same thing? Not everybody likes Bob Marley. I mean, yes, he's a legend, but not everybody likes Bob Marley. So you're telling me that the government should make people listen to the same thing?
Yes.
See the same thing?
Yes,
Don't
it's
you
like
think
this.
that's a little bit...
Okay, to submit more over that, I could add, the additional I can give is, with the censorship of the government, to remove some things like movies that are not useful. Because there are some movies like, let's say horror movies, what does it provide?
Entertainment.
What entertainment? Fear.
That's
Let's talk about the studies that we took. You studied about the leaf. What does it provide to you? Think about
Your colleague
Napoleon.
is
What
not
did
agreeing
Napoleon
with
help
you.
you?
None of them is agreeing with you.
Yes,
None of
they
them.
should be. They should
But
be.
we can get your point. But
Yes,
none
they
of them
should
is
be, because
agreeing with you.
the reason as why they are not agreeing with me, it is because there is a lot of youth who are still not agreeing with me. But this is the ground that we should be basing on. We have studied over 17 years. You studying 17 years studying about Napoleon to make you what? Are you going to be a soldier? No.
We don't study Napoleon to become like him. We study him to actually like.
You know, when the youth you ask about Napoleon, he can provide you a lot of knowledge about Napoleon. But ask him about Samuel Doy. Will he give you anything? Do you know about Samuel Doy?
Yes, I do.
Did he what?
A lot of things.
So the issue is like this: we take a lot of time we spend a lot of time, which is usually taken, like the youth spend a lot of time on things that are not beneficial, and they forget like they should be focusing on things that should be generating their future. So the government, with handling these issues faster as the big parent, it can be helping us at least to generate our future or to make our future. Because when I would see the distance between the people who generated AI or Europeans with it is just a matter of time. And if we focus on what we're going to do within the next period, everything will be solved.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yes.
Anyone
You
has
can
anything
end
to
the
add on?
Yeah, he highlighted along several points, which is quite nice. But what I'm trying to get is this: like you mentioned North Korea, Burkina Faso. In my knowledge or the information I have, those kind of policies were quite there for the reason of promoting the local products. So they were trying to elevate their entertainment industries for within their local
Boundaries.
within their local boundaries. So it wasn't there just to say things as straight as you were saying. Now we are talking about social media, which is being a key indicators, one of the key indicators which is driving development. We are talking into sector which is generating billions of dollars every year. So they are contributing along several GDPs from United States to Africa. So social media, we're saying it's something which is quite contributing in terms of the development and knowledge sharing. So it is something that we couldn't pretend that's there. Instead, as youth, we need to adapt and use these social medias and AI in a beneficial way, which contributes individually or along the communities, whether spreading what you truly believes in, but which you believe can also which you believe is going also to contribute along the community. There are several beneficial way we can use this as youth. That's what I have to say on these matters. Instead of setting boundaries, no, this is not useful, this is useful. Now you just need to adapt in a ways to turn it into a beneficial aspect.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
So-
we have little time and we want to know more. Okay, so we are going to leave this question open for the people who are watching us. Okay, and maybe we can have this discussion later after this, but for now, let's move on. Nadwin?
The next question will be, how does social media algorithm influence identity, culture, and self-worth among African youth? The question is yours.
Okay, so as we looked at algorithm as some force that, as some invisible force that dedicates what we see. I feel like for the sake of shaping culture, like when you look at things that are culture-like, it shall provide you that. But when you look at things that are not in that line, you'll not get it. So it gives you what you actually want. If your interest is not based on that, then it will not provide it. But if it is based on it, then you will get it.
Okay. Let me just clarify something, or maybe make it shorter. I want you guys to emphasize on the side of self-worth, because concerning the identity, we have already discussed about it. Concerning
Self-worth.
self-worth of African youth, how does African youth see their self when they are watching those kind of content?
So I think I have a better, should I say, a perspective to what you're trying to say, how it is influencing the self-worth, and as much as how we are also shaping this AI, right? So I think the very first thing I would have to say about this is the fact that as much as AI is shaping self-worth, I believe one of the key things here is about moral responsibility. What are you looking out for out of life, right? Now, a few minutes ago, we iterated on the fact that how people use AI, if the government should censor them and the rest of them. I think the question should be, or the point should be that the government shouldn't take over the responsibility of people to be moral. Now, choosing to be moral and where you should be moral in depends on the individual or the person in question, not the government.
Indeed.
So in this case, for self-worth, what you choose to see as success, what you choose to see as an educational, should I say, educational achievement that makes sense for you or makes you feel better about yourself is dependent on you. And how AI does some of these things is through what? It's through your interest, through how you give into what interests you to them. So how you feed those interests to them, and it shapes it on them. Then for the parts, if we young people are shaping AI or shaping the algorithms, yes, I believe there are a lot of developers that I know, at least in Rwanda, that are actually trying to build on this AI. And trust me, if you have used word standard AIs like ChatGPT and the rest of them, they have usually Western assumptions, right? But since we started having, should I say, some transition of our own local developers or African developers trying to shape how this AI or how these algorithms work, we have been able to move from the Western assumptions on this AI to our own local internalized AI, telling us how things should be done, discussing to us or having conversations with us in the most easiest way that we have ever witnessed in our time. I think that's my point here.
And then again, still on this question, you just said something about, in Africa and in general. Do you really think that, still on that point, do you really think that this is helping the Africans, is it challenging them enough? Is it making them question things enough? Is it making them do things differently?
I believe yes. The answer is yes, absolutely yes. And the reason why I said yes is there is no breakthrough without a question mark. Everything that has ever come into existence in terms of making something advanced or bringing about a new, should I say, a new form of should I say existence or technology into place comes from a place of questioning, right? If you don't know how to ask the right questions, you can never get the right answers. I think that's the point.
Okay.
So I believe that with the advancement of AI and us trying to participate in it, a lot of Africans are asking the right questions right now. And with those right questions, we are getting the right answers and we are building on it, on AI. I think that's
Thank you very much, Mr. Mike.
Okay. Well, I feel like algorithm often rewards popularity, trends, and standards, and this may prompt some youths to compare themselves with others. However, if African content is supported, African culture, fashion, and pride can be promoted. That's my take.
So do you think that it is having an impact on the youth worth?
Yes, because if, for example, you are watching someone popular as a youth, you're like, oh, that is my role model. You don't know how they actually gain that, or even if they do, they may be faking it. So you're looking at the popularity of that person and you start comparing yourself to such a person. However, if you look into it, you may be doing the wrong thing or following the wrong person. So I feel like the worthy of youth is actually affected by that. Okay.
Do you have something to add on?
No? Yeah,
Okay, thank you very much. But it's not just the positive, though. I don't think that you guys are mentioning, talking enough about the negative side of social media.
No, the fact that you are comparing
Because
yourself to
a lot
someone,
of people, according to what I know, I have heard a lot of stories of youth committing suicide. You guys are not talking about that. And that's social media.
well,
You're committing suicide.
Guess
You
what?
are you're making a theft, going around stealing things because, as he said, the more you consume, you want to have those cars. You don't have the money to buy those cars. So you're going around stealing. You guys are not talking about that.
but that's what I'm
So-
trying to talk about. Like the moment you start comparing with someone and you realize that you cannot achieve what they have, you start actually going into doing the negative. For example, there was a case that you guys may not know. Someone I studied with, I think they were overwatching the things of cars, and he had this love for cars. So he planned to steal a car because he could not afford one.
Oh, wow.
Yes, he did steal a car and actually committed murder. You see, that's the negativity of it all. I mean, you compare yourself to someone when you cannot achieve something that someone has, you try to get it the wrong way so that you become like them. And that is really wrong.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Are you going to add on something?
Very smooth. So what I have to say is like all these kind of social medias, apart even from what's highlighted, it's also influenced the behaviors. So when it comes to this point, that's where you're going to see people that are trying to outsource their vision far from their current realities. Yeah.
Okay. You have something to add on?
Especially nowadays, so many young people are comparing themselves based on the follower that someone has, based on the like. And sometimes even when you scroll, you see so many young people, someone who has only 17 or 18, and he already made it. He retired his family. And then when you see him, like you see yourself as you are lost. And that's when African youth should understand that do not compare yourself. As someone said, comparison is a thief of joy. So everyone has their own story. So just try to follow up and to stay in the right path. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So let me ask you guys another question. How do you think the education system, should help the youth or should contribute in making these youth, or making us, because we are all youth here in general, more aware of how to use AI in a better way? How do you think education system has a role to play?
No.
So how do you think? And let's try to make it as summarizable as possible.
Pass the mic.
I personally think education should teach more of practical, because people are yearning to know what AI is. Very many people are yearning to know what coding is, what this is, how do they do crypto things. I personally yearn for them. So I feel like schools should teach more of such things, like what technology is and what AI actually can do for them, instead of telling them don't use ChatGPT, don't do this. Actually teach them how to use it properly, so that they don't do wrong. Don't just teach people theories, like he said, don't teach people about Napoleon only. Go into the practical part. I mean, if you are to look at the education system of Africa in general, if I'm to say, they focus more on theories. They believe that the theories generate practicals. It is true though, but then also dive into the practicals. Teach people the practicals. Teach students coding, because these things can help even in, like, instead of comparing yourself, you're comparing to someone who has studied these things at a young age. So if you learn them as well, it can help you to actually not just compare yourself to someone you cannot be, but someone you can actually try to imitate at some level.
Okay. Thank you for your answer.
Yes, maybe never leaving myself behind on this submission. I also think that the education should be playing a critical role in making people to think. Can we call it thinking twice? Yes, having that mind of thinking twice before doing anything that you're going to do. We can call it a logical way of thinking. Because if you think about the youth at this moment, most times when they're going to do things, they do it without thinking twice. They think that doing things abruptly, okay, I don't think that even they think about it, because it's not their nature. But the African way of doing things before, as our slogan could always do, like say, think before. It was our slogan. It was our way of being. Before you talking to an elder person, you could have you could think twice. What am I going to tell him? We should be creating that fear in ourselves, but a fear of our dignity, integrity, and honesty to the world. Nextly, the only thing, another thing that I can add is, with AI, I think we can use it better. With the education, education can contribute this better when they're putting people into entrepreneurship trainings. If they bring entrepreneurship trainings onto the grounds and they show youth on how they can use AI or social media platforms to generate, to grow for the growth of their businesses, to generate new businesses, I think it will be providing a lot of sense compared to just teach a person what is coding and what is how you can type the speed moment, and I think it can be providing a lot of sense compared. And on my side of law, I think we also need some innovation in our way of law proceedings, because it is still ancient. I last spoke about this last time. It is we're still studying about things that were there before Jesus Christ. So the youth should be looking upon these laws, and they look for the way of innovating these laws using AI and social medias to the people who has reached at least there, and they know how they can do it better. And thank you for the time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I mean, I have a lot of questions to ask you guys, but the time is really, really running short. So before I pass the mic to my colleague Melwin, I want to ask my last question for you guys. Do you guys think that these, you said you are in tech, right? And that you have developed. Yes. Do you think that people like you who are in AI are developing these things in the favor of local people, as in you are Nigerian? So are these things that you guys are creating, these apps or this, what did you create?
Yeah, apps, products, software.
Yes, these products that you guys are creating. Is it in favor of the local people? Is it helping the local people grow? Is it helping in the development of the economy? Do you guys think that you guys are contributing internally? What do you think about that?
Sure.
Not only you, but also people like you in general. It doesn't mean that this question does not involve you. I also want your opinions, but as I said, let's try to keep it as short as possible.
All right, so I think to answer that question, I first have to make a reference to something. I believe Africa is a demographics that is full of consumption. We are always taking and never giving. And I also have another truth to it to say that we are actually making a shift. In terms of young people, we are moving from consumption to production now. And trust me, like I said, you cannot be building for people you don't know. right? You cannot be developing AI products or AI softwares or AI whatever it is that you're trying to build for without having the knowledge of the people you are building for. So there's something we call market research and product research. Now, for market research, you are trying to understand the people. It's like a specimen of a people, right? We are trying to, okay, how do these people think? What is the problem these people are facing? So if I'm going to be solving this problem using AI, how should I make it accessible to them? So these are questions, a numerous number of questions to ask about these people. And one of the ways we do that is through questionnaires. I believe if you have been in some group chats, you see people sending, can you help me fill in these forms? And these are market research, trying to understand the concerns, the problems, the opportunities that our people are facing. Now, so for the assumption of whether we are building for people within Africa, as well, I believe we are doing that because we are asking the right questions. And by asking the right questions, we need to interact with these people. Funny enough, we are actually the people. So some of the times we experience these problems firsthand. So I'm speaking on behalf of the people who are also building in this space like me, like developers, software engineers, blockchain engineers, and the rest of them, digital designers and all of them. Now, we have experienced these problems firsthand. We have also seen these concerns. We have had it personally. And due to the power of skill, right, and the power of AI and technology advancement, we have been able to move from where we just ask the questions and relax to now we ask the questions, we move it from a problem to a solution pipeline. So we start building on those solutions that we believe actually answers to those problems that we have asked or the concerns we have been able to raise from people around us. So I believe we are building specifically for our people. And not just building, but we are also shaping how the world sees us also. Because we are no longer trying to let the whole world give us their own bias about us. We are now telling them what we want them to see, what we want them to hear, how we want them to know about it from us through the products we have built, through the ways we have interacted. And trust me, the products, let's say for instance, the fintech products or finance products that you use, doesn't actually operate the same way some of the ones in the Western world does. The reason is because we have been able to shape it into how our people understand things, how they use things, so that it can be able to accommodate different people, different ages, different, should I say, literacy level, and the rest of the world. So I believe we are doing the right thing, and we are moving from consumption to production, from problem asking just the questions to now solution oriented, looking for the right answers, trying to build on it, and trying to see if we can make a leap of our own, should I say, industriousness to better ourselves and to better the continent as a whole, I believe.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
What do you guys think?
Okay, I'm back. Yes, for me, I think it has made it, like we the youth, we are also contributing, as you've been asking. We are contributing in that you can see even some very young people. For example, there is the one that is called Mr. President. He's located in Uganda. He's very young. He uses media to talk about the good thing of an African, how a culture African should be behaving. There is another one that he calls himself on TikTok. He's called Mr. Government. He always goes at the top of the building and looks for a slum area that is located within the ground. And he records that, he first records the good area that is around, and then he goes deep to that slum area, saying that look at what is happening here. Is it properly? So he has used the media, of course, whenever he does that, the government clears that area and makes it to be clean. He has used the media to show the bad thing and the good thing that the government has reached on. This has made the government make a progression and where it is going. To the other side, you can see that people are using this in agriculture side and making research over the crop diseases and other things that have made our crops to develop and hence making our people to develop and also to grow healthy and fat to some side. But I can also give a contribution by saying whoever uses the AI or the media, he should be focusing keenly on the effects and the loopholes, most especially. Thank you.
Does everyone have anything to add?
Back on the questions as I was stating, in terms of developments of these systems, this is the major law which needs a crucial supervision and monitoring, because I'm not a pure developer, but I lead some businesses which we truly focus on the developments of systems, but our niche is far abroad. So what I'm saying is that in terms of development, these systems needs to be developed so that it's also configurable and it's also fully customized in terms of user preference and privacy. Because there is things we didn't mention about data outsourcing and other things, and these are the key indicators which is driving all these algorithms we've been saying all day. So in terms of development, I would say that the issue of privacy and customizations and configurations of users needs to be taken into considerations. Yeah.
Okay.
I think that was it.
You can end the mic.
Okay, thank you. I believe that the Africans in general are using AI in different fields, agriculture, businesses, and very many other things. However, in most cases, they lack investment. Because we use to use AI as well lately, you have to like pay some money and stuff. So we lack that investment to contribute into AI and develop our projects as necessary, as needed. Thank you.
Okay, so do you have anything to add on? It's okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so my last question will be about a short comparison. I would like to know for you guys, what will be the most important? Because on some side we have understood that social medias are actually good for the economy of a country. They generate a lot of revenue in the country. And on the other side we have learned that social media can be detrimental for the culture of African youth. So what is the most important for you guys? Do you think economic development of a country is most important than cultural and identity development of citizens of a country? Did you get the question?
So
Let's try to keep it fast.
small, right?
Yes.
I get it. I'll try to be straightforward. I won't separate culture and development. These are the things which are needed to be adapted and take it into one pipe hole, so that we develop, but also maintaining that culture in that lane, because nothing needs to get colliding or repressing other things. We just need to fit in and adapt regards all these aspects we've been saying above. That's what I have to say.
Okay.
My last submission too, I think economic development and culture, it shouldn't be very far from each other, because we can develop our economy and we maintain also our culture. There is a slogan that there is a way that they always say that a tree that forgets its tap roots lots from the top. So we shouldn't be forgetting our culture, which is the key thing that we should be basing on most times, but also maintaining our grounds of development. Look at China. China has done its own things in its own way, but maintaining their own culture. So culture can be a way of keeping our Untusism, our Africanism, and our togetherness, but also making our development within AI and media to pursue to another level. Thank you.
Thank you for your response.
From my side, I believe culture is very important in the development of the country. It's also the same. As culture is like the originality of a people. This differentiates you from the others, like the way you dance, the way you make your wedding. That's what makes you original. it's very important for the country to keep it, and the development of the country will be going up by keeping our originality. Thank you.
So I think to conclude, I think we shouldn't try to pick the two, right? To bring it into place where, as much as we are trying to foster for economic development, we are as much as well preserving the culture with the proceeds that we have gotten from this economic developments as we try to foster the use of AI, algorithm models, and the rest of them. So I think that's it. So preservation and sustainability for the goods and balance. Yeah.
Thank you very much for being here. Thank you for each and everyone who has been with us tonight, and thank you for the guests for showing up. And it was a pleasure. It was nice having you guys around and hearing what you guys have to say. Let's hope that we are going to see you next Thursday with us again. Okay. Thank you for each and everyone who has been with us today. Thank you for the team, the technology team who was behind this division of this show. Thank you, Melwin.
Thank you, Sangwa. Have you learned something?
Yes. I hope to see you next Thursday, next week. Have a great night.
Thank you.
Thank you.